Are you happy? Are you happy? I hear it all the time. I hate my life. I'm not happy with the direction things are going. I'm not where I expected to be at this stage of my life. Sound familiar? I'm Christine Cottagio, and I am a life transition strategist, a midlife redesign mentor, and a women's empowerment coach. And today I want to talk to you about being happy. Now, unfortunately, when I scheduled this broadcast, I was not aware at the time, obviously, of the recent events that happened in Parkland. So I would be remiss if I did not acknowledge them. And my heart and prayers go out to everyone who has been touched by that tragedy. And obviously, the type of happiness that I'm speaking about today is definitely impacted by major events. So I do not want to take away from the tragedy that has happened. This is by no means about that. And my heartfelt prayers to all that have been impacted. But the happiness that I'm talking about is the inner happiness that all of us experience on a regular basis. It's how we feel about everything in our life, every area of our life, our contentment, our general state of joie de vivre. I said it right this time. It's all about finding a state that keeps us content with whatever is going on in our life. So, on a day-to-day. So, with that being said, if you had seen my post, I came across this little happiness quiz. And it really touched on every area of life. And it's really cute. If you get a chance, I'll post it again below. And it has a little meter that lets you gauge how happy you are in certain areas of your life. So the areas that the happiness quiz touches on is your social life. And of course, that's, everything from relationships to how involved you are in the community. Social life covers a number of areas. So that is one. The second one is health. Many of us are not happy with our state of health, either because we have physical ailments or because we've just neglected or are not doing enough to maintain our health. And so that definitely affects our state of happiness. The third is thankful. How thankful are you for everything in your life? Gratitude is a huge predictor. And if you've heard me speak before, you always hear me speak about, finding gratitude and practicing gratitude as a way of being content and satisfied and being happy. Are you passionate about something? Is there something that makes you jump out of bed in the morning, that you're excited about living? You need to find that passion in life to keep us vibrant and alive and happy. Do you help others? There are many times, especially when we are going through our own personal situations, where one of the best things we can do for ourselves is to help other people. And we've seen it through so many disasters that have happened, is helping other people helps us get through some of our difficult times. And so even in the not so difficult times, there is a certain satisfaction that comes from helping others. Now, here's a big one that I hear about all the time. Are you financially stable? Money and finances impact so many people's lives that, obviously we all need money, but our financial situation really impacts our state of contentment and our state of happiness. So there are ways to find that balance, and we'll talk a little bit about that. And do you know your purpose? If you're just floundering through life, wondering, why am I here? What am I doing? What am I supposed to do? That puts you in a state of discontent. So to really figure out, how happy you are, you need to know your purpose. And last but not least on the happiness quiz is, are you living the life that you want? And that's really what I want to address, because as those of you who have been following know, I am all about creating the life that you want and desire and deserve. So are you living the life that you want? Every one of these areas impacts the other and is all part of how you live the life that you want. So if you get a chance after, take that happiness quiz, because it's a great little gauge on where you are as far as being happy. So I'm a re person. I find that everything I do lately is a re. It's a reinvent. It's a reclaim. It's a re this, re that, reawaken, refine, redesign, and it really, I find that I was trying to understand why I keep coming up with these subjects, and I think it's really because we all have the opportunity to redo things in our life. Whatever has happened in the past, whatever is happening now, whatever we want to change, there's always the opportunity to do that, to do it over. And so, we are in any area of our life, we can do over parts of our life that we are not content with, and we can reinvent who we are to create the life that we want for ourselves. So my rewords, I have three rephrases, which are my way of giving you thoughts on creating the happiness that you desire. They're my secrets to happiness. And the first one is reclaiming your life. So many of us get caught up in this hamster wheel of life, and we're not where we want to be, or maybe not where we choose to be. And so we go through this rat race of a life on a day-to-day, never really living life, but just existing. And so it's really, to find true happiness, you really need to reclaim your own life. Get back to the life that you really want for yourself. And the first way to do that is really learning to love yourself. Because in so many cases, and I see this with clients all the time, the biggest issue is that we are not content with ourselves, or we're guilty about something we may have done, or we're not satisfied or about steps that we might have taken, or we have regrets. And there's so many emotions that are attached to us not being happy and not having that life that we choose, because we hang on to all this old stuff. And so reclaiming our own life is really spending some time getting to know ourselves and learn to love ourselves again. And that is a big factor in reclaiming your life, understanding and accepting who we are at our core. That's my rise, reclaim inner soul energy. Reclaim your life. Understand who you are, what it is you need, and what it is you desire for yourself. And so that you are not existing in a life that is not satisfying you. Find that medium so that you can get back to who you are and reclaim your life. My second re to happiness is refine your life. In refining your life, there again, it's a process. It's a decluttering, whether it be in your physical surroundings, in your relationships, in things that you take on that no longer serve you. You really need to refine your life. Start clearing away the clutter of things that do not have a purpose in your life. It can be people, it can be things, but there is a refinement process that you need to go through to understand what's not working. What does not have a place in my life? There again, we hold on to things, things, physical things from past life, as well as things from our environment, things, emotional things, relationships that we are afraid to part with. Okay, so refining your life is really about learning to eliminate what is not working in your life. What are the things that are robbing me of my happiness? What are the things that are sucking my happiness energy and making me feel unhappy, maybe miserable? Okay, and start avoiding those things. And I know sometimes it's difficult, especially in certain close relationships, it's difficult, but that's where the loving ourselves comes in, and that reclaiming ourselves, our own life first. Because once we learn to do that, then we can see the forest for the trees and have a better understanding of some of those relationships and learn to set the boundaries that we need to set for ourselves so that we can refine our life and eliminate what's not working. And my third is re-engage with life. I have found, and I've done this personally, when I am unhappy with situations in my life, I have a tendency to cloister. I just want to spend some time alone. I want to hibernate. I don't necessarily share with other people. And then I regret it because I haven't reached out to people that I would like to. And I just kind of disengage. And that is not a healthy place to be. And that's something I've had to work on very much for myself as well. So we really need to re-engage with life, get back in the game, start stepping out, start doing things that give us pleasure, start spending time with people that support us and love us and that make us feel good about ourselves and our life. Start re-engaging, get out of that, get away from the computer, and start re-engaging with life. Hug a tree, take a walk in nature, go to the beach. The other day I went to the beach and it was the most amazing experience because I realized it's been almost a year since I've been at the beach. And I used to go every week. So there are things that we know that make us feel good that we don't necessarily spend the time doing. And so it's really important for us to re-engage with life. And so when we reclaim your life, refine your life, and re-engage with life, we start to move that happiness meter. We start to nudge it up. And the more we work on those areas of our life, the happier we are. I am introducing a 6-week coaching program, a group coaching program called Reclaim Your Life and Find Your Happiness. And I'll be introducing that within the next few days. And so if you have things going on in your life that are keeping you from living the life that you want for yourself and keeping you from enjoying life and finding you're happy, then you definitely want to be a part of this group coaching program. It will be reasonably priced, and I want everyone to find that space in their life where they can bring happy back in. So many of us, and I see this all the time with my clients, go through the day-to-day, and we're kind of in this robo robo mode, and we don't really think about whether or not we're happy. And so when I have a new client and I ask them if they're happy, they really have to think about it, because most people don't know if they're happy. They gauge their happiness on material things, the finances, the house, or wanting to get the new car, or, not being able to shop for the things that they want. And happiness it's an inside job. It's definitely an inside job. And it doesn't just happen, organically. It really is something that you need to work on and work at. And so my secrets for today are you can do that by reclaiming your life, refining your life, and re-engage with your life. And join me for my 6-week group coaching program, which I will be posting below. And join me for that 6-week group coaching program and reclaim your life and find your happy. Thank you for joining me today. As always, you can find me on Facebook at Christine Cottagio, also in my Facebook group at Women Ready to Rise, and on my website at christinecottagio.com. Thanks for joining me today. Have a great day. And as always, be happy.